I don't understand. I don't understand. What's that? Today, we're gonna talk about, I was gonna say my friend. She is not my friend. Her name is Karen, and she is my period. I'm super glad that Thrive Market is part of today's episode because they're an online grocery store and we're all just stuck at home right now. It takes out so much of the stress in our everyday lives to have it delivered to your door. And it's not just groceries, it's things I need, like I want to try out the Diva Cup. Thrive Market has my back. Have you tried the Diva Cup? Could you please leave a comment and give me all the suggestions? Do you use them? Do you love them? Do you think they're weird? I'm gonna try it out. I'll wait to see what you guys say. So I chose this one to try. It's called EndoCalm. I think we can all relate right now to not staying calm. It naturally addresses your body's reaction to stress and anxiety. Definitely excited to use this one. Endo my depresso. Now, if you're a member, you can get 20 to 50% off retail prices. Who doesn't love saving money? And that's a big percentage. So you can get everything from organic to non-GMO food, clean beauty supplies, safe supplements, and non-toxic home and more. It's super easy to shop by diet. For example, I am mostly vegetarian, so I just type in that word vegetarian. You could be keto, paleo, Whole30, anything, and you just type it in and that specific diet will come up for you. So through Thrive Gives, they have their 1-for-1 membership matching program, which means for every membership paid, they will donate one to a family with low income, which I think is amazing because no matter what your income is, everybody should enjoy a healthy meal. I've used Thrive for a while, so I chose to pick their 12-month membership program. That way it turns out to be only $5 a month for myself, but if you aren't sure yet, you can do a shorter amount of time. Click the link below to get a $20 shopping credit when you join. So let's revisit Karen. She's and she comes around once a month. She shows up once a month, but then a week before, she tortures me. Guess what? We're in the thick of the torture zone right now. I'm playing it cool because I'm happy you guys are here with me, but I woke up miserable. I was in a bad mood. I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to stay in bed. I wanted to eat chocolate for breakfast. And you know what? I could have if I wanted to. I deserve it when she tortures me like this. So this morning I did a spin class on my bike. I've got a group of friends. We are a bike gang and we ride together. They got me out of bed today. And so did you because I wanted to show up for you. Our name is Heaven's Devils, the opposite of Hell's Angels, and we ride every day, 4 days a week, sometimes 3. So they say that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So make sure those people are encouraging and empowering and uplifting and motivating and loving, especially when that Karen is in town. I'd like to also apologize to all the lovely Karens out there that your name has gotten such a bad rep. I believe they're called endorphins, and that's what your body releases or some when you're on a bike. I don't know. I just know that I feel better when I get my body moving. Even if it's for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I just have to do something to get out of bed and get moving. Now, I do believe there is a mental workout that has to take place before your actual workout. And it's the one where you lay in bed and try and decide, do I want to lay in bed and be a moody piece all day? Or do I want to get my ass out and get on that bike or go for a run or do some sort of physical activity? Now, both are okay. Because let me tell you, last month, I laid in bed like a depressed, moody piece and loved every second of it because I needed it. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but it took me until I was in my 30s to realize what PMS did to me. All through my 20s, I honestly thought I was crazy. I thought I was depressed a few days a month. I thought I was insane. I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought I had problems, and it turns out it's just hormones. I don't think it's fair that we have to deal with that. I don't think that we should just go along through life and say, oh, well, this is what it is. It's hormones, so I have to feel this way every month. I think there should be things we work on to get ourselves out of that every month. We do not deserve to feel this way. There seems to be this stigma around your period, even saying your period. Sometimes people feel shame around that. And I don't think there should be. I think we should talk openly about it. We all go through it. It's something that we all are in together. I know people get embarrassed sometimes to go to the store and buy tampons. What if the guy's cute at the counter? What if... No, that's the only thing I can think of. What if he's cute? But it shouldn't be embarrassing. Own it. It's part of who you are. If you are feeling shame around it, let's talk about it. Let's talk about why. It probably has reasons to do with back in our parents' generation when they were young and first getting their period, tampons and pads were hidden in brown paper bags and boxes so that you didn't have to see them. There was a lot of shame around it back in the day, but we've come so far with so many other things, and I think that talking about your period should be another one of those things. In the comments, talk to me about it. Do you feel confident about it? Do you feel shame around it? Why? Let's chat about it and figure out a way to help. Also, I want to know what you call your period. Do you call her strawberry leak? Do you call her Karen? What is it? Strawberry leak sounds so pleasant. Shark Week. PMS and my period affect me every single month. Recently, I've discovered this period tracker app, and I like to use that because it gives me a little peace of mind of where I'm at in my month. So if I start to feel all these moods or depression or hunger or irritability, confusion, I look at my app and I go, oh, right on time. There she is. So I kind of know to have that peace of mind, and I'll make notes along the way. So today I was feeling moody, anxious, bloated. Oh, good God, do I get bloated? And I just make sure I have it all written down so that I can revisit it every month and say, okay, this is normal. What did I do last time to make myself feel better this time? I'm looking at my period tracker, and it says 4 days late. And what? I know that's actually not right. If you were to ask my past relationships, they probably did not know anything about Karen because I tried to hide her. And they just probably thought I was or angry once a month, and I am not down with that stigma anymore. It's not our fault. And so now Jason is very aware when Karen's coming to town. Ask him how I feel when he uses Karen as an excuse. So he goes, oh, is Karen in town? Especially when she's not. But I think he knows now around the specific date of when she does come to town. And let me tell you, find yourself someone like Jason who deals with Karen. He will happily go pick me up tampons and not complain about it. He's not embarrassed about it. He will bring me coffee in the mornings. It's something that I try obviously control. I'm not sitting there being, punching him in the face, being like, well, period. I'm trying to control it. But he knows also how to work with me for that. Now, don't go get mad at your boyfriends or husbands if they don't do that. I feel like it is very rare, and I feel extremely lucky to have someone like Jason, but I also feel like it's because I set those expectations right off the bat. Boundaries. Not even real period talk, like just relationship advice. I think it's super important to set those boundaries and expectations right off the bat. I mean, we had such honest and deep conversations. I think that's why our relationship moved at the pace that it did, because we were both so open and honest and aware of what we want and what we need from each other. And a big part of that is respect. And I know that if Jason asked anything from me, I would do it in a heartbeat as well. Our period is not a small thing. It's something that we all deal with every month. And I want to know how you deal with it, because, I mean, think about all the moms out there, the hard workers. People have to get up and do their jobs, show up for their digital series, podcast, the professional swimmers. Did we think about them? The postal workers? Whatever it is that you're doing, you have to battle through pain and irritability and depression sometimes. So I always wonder how other people deal with it, because I've got tips and tricks. I'm always open to more. I think that is a big part of why I work out too. I notice when I physically move my body, it does help with the cramps that I deal with. And my cramps are so freaking unpredictable. Like, sometimes they're like a little like, we're here. And sometimes they're like punching me in the uterus, being like, it's really annoying. So any fellow crampers out there who are with me, heating pads, something about just having heat on your lower stomach during your cramps is very comforting. A hot bath. And if you need to take a painkiller, take a painkiller. Whatever is going to help you. Lay in the fetal position, cry it out. I've done that one before. Who has a pair of period panties out there? Those are a real thing, okay? I've got like my stack, a drawer of period panties, a drawer of sexy panties. My period panties are just like Honestly, like strings sometimes at one point, I just don't care if I ruin them because we all know we're gonna ruin a pair of underwear. Why do we have to go through this every month? We have to ruin a pair of perfectly good underwear. So my tip to you, period panties. Just take those real crappy old ones and use them while you're on your period. Depending on if you, do you get sexy? Do you have sexy time when you're on your period? To each their own. I don't. I feel like it's like my time of cleansing, my week to say, you know what? It's my me time. Maybe that's my like silver lining of trying to be positive about my period. It's my me time. I actually wish I was one of those girls who had sex on their period and like found it empowering and they got all horned up during that time. I know a lot of my girlfriends do. I just don't. I wish I could. I don't think it's gross. I don't think it's something that Jason would be like, ew. I just think it's my me time and I don't get turned on that time. I just don't. I think I'm still traumatized from the first time I got my period. I was at school. I don't even remember what age I was. It was an age that was too late to be getting your period because I was a ballerina my whole life, and the more physical activity you did at that age, it usually would push back of when you got your period. So I remember getting it later than most of my friends, wanting it, and then being at school, and I had carried around these pads thinking, okay, well, if I get it, I'll be prepared. Well, I got it. I had a pad. I put the pad on my undies, and it makes me so sad for like young, innocent Kaitlyn, but I went to the bathroom and I went to pull up my underwear. I was wearing a white shirt and I leaned down and pulled up my pants, and the pad and blood was stuck to my shirt. And I had to like run home, but oh my gosh, picture like little naive Kaitlyn getting her period and then having to deal with that like just like in pad shape on my white shirt. And then I learned how to use tampons. And now Diva Cup. Now we all know on my podcast, I do confessions every week. Do you have a funny period story for me? I know there's a lot of Diva Cup stories out there that I would love to hear. So if you feel the confidence to share your story, please do. I was very open and honest. Years ago, I went through a process of freezing my eggs, which I think was a big part of why I was learning about my body and my menstrual cycle. It was very informative, and I think that is a reason why I feel so empowered now to talk about it, because I am proud that I have a well-oiled machine working down there that is going to one day help me have a family, and that makes me very excited. And then I won't have my period for 9 months. I mean, there'll be other going on, but I won't have my period for 9 months. Look at me, just so positive. Silver linings everywhere. Can we talk about the bloat that happens? It's so real. And don't you feel like once your period ends, you're like, okay, now I've got some time, and then bam, you have your period again? That's how I feel. Oh, Pino! How can I get mad at a little sweet doggy who's just laying on the paper that I threw down there? BMS. By the way, do you guys like this ball that I'm wearing? This black ball, it's my microphone. And this is what happens when you have to do audio yourself from at home. It's a drum set. I actually feel so much better just by talking out loud to you guys about where I'm at in my cycle and how I'm feeling today. I'd like to send a huge thank you to Thrive Market for sponsoring this episode. I love hanging out with you, so please subscribe, and me and my bloat will see you next time. Let me show you this. It's real.